Hello, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back, students. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Welcome back. Okay, we are going to continue where we stopped. Okay. Yeah, tips. Yeah. So tips to asking the questions, right?
Tips for asking more open-minded and informed questions that will help not only you but others to comprehend information placed before you, as well as extracting more information useful to you.
Okay, so we start with the tips for question asking.
Proverbs 8, verse 6. Listen, for I will speak of excellent things, and from the opening of my lips will come right things.
Yeah, so that's the tips we are going to be having. But before then, let's see what the New Testament says about that.
Mark chapter 10, verse 51. So Jesus answered and said to him, what do you want me to do for you? The blind man said to him, Rabboni, that I may receive my sight.
Rabboni.
That
I may. So Jesus is asking questions here, right? Because Jesus, so questioning. Even Jesus knows the importance of questioning, and he was asking questions. Let's go to another scripture.
Mark chapter 7, verse 17 to 18. When he had entered a house away from the crowd, his disciples asked him concerning the parable. So he said to them, are you thus without understanding also? Do you not perceive that whatever enters a man from outside cannot defile him?
You see, God is asking, are you also without understanding? Ask questions. He's asking questions. So questioning is part of, is God, is godly. Don't let anybody say this. Even though I say we are not doing a religious HMT, this is not a religious one. But I'm still backing it up with the Bible for you to see that these things are, these are things are okay. Okay, so what the first tip?
Yeah, tip number 1, start with something simple. Ask something simple first. Let's ask something.
This is how to the art of asking questions, right? No, the first tip in the art of asking questions.
Asking something simple first lets the information provider know that you are about to state your opinion, but that you fully realize that you do not comprehend this whole story and that you are hoping they can fill in some gaps. For example, have you heard about the latest modifications to the Farm Bill?
Okay, so do you people understand that point one? No? Anybody understand? Does anybody think he understands what's happening here?
I think it's just about you trying to get a full understanding of an issue of a particular situation. So you tend to ask little questions to pull more information from the person.
Yeah. So let's say, okay, what do you want to say? You have to come here to get the mic. Yeah.
All right. So what I get here by starting with simple questions is for you to seek for an answer, you must start from a point of view that you don't know everything and that you want to know more, and not asking close-end questions and not coming to conclusion right from your question. So you are telling the person, you're starting from a premise of, I don't know so much, so I want to start at this simple spot, and to give the person you're asking the question the opportunity to see you as someone who is really ready to learn. Because if you start with complex questions, you're already presenting yourself as someone.
Is Perlina there? Okay.
Yeah, so because if you start with complex questions, you are already presenting yourself as someone who has vast knowledge or knows so much about the subject. But by starting simple, you give the person who you are asking the question the opportunity to talk more about the subject and not think that you are coming with a preconceived idea of the question you're asking about.
Okay. Whenever you want to, let me explain this point to you as a teacher. And I want you to listen while you are there. This point is saying that whenever you want to ask questions, when not just asking questions from yourself, what we are dealt with when we talk about processes and outcome, that is, and then when we spoke about the questions you ask before, during, and after, those are all questions regarding you. But this one now is when we are talking about questioning and there is another person involved and you are the one that needs answers. So whenever you are the person that needs an answer, you have to start with humility and openness. So what is it? This is talking about start with something simple. It's not saying start by asking simple questions. But just start simple. Like, for example, be simple yourself. For example, I want to know that there is a bill. Okay, there is a bill about the, cattle herdsmen in Nigeria, for example. They are doing about the cattle herdsmen. But most people will normally come to you and say, that bill about cattle herdsmen, by the way, they want to prove to you that they know. Most people want to, that's a mistake. They want to prove to you, they want to make a point that they know something, that they are the ones that they don't know worse than you even. So they want you to tell them the answer. They want to know the answer from you, but the way they're asking the question as if, by the way, that thing, as if they know, so that you could comment now and say yes. But the way to do it is that, I know that there is a bill or about the cattle herdsmen, but I know that there is a bill like that, but I don't know how far it is. Could you help me with the latest information? Do you know more about it than I know? That shows simplicity, that shows openness, and that shows candidness, that you put yourself in a place whereby it is my pleasure, it is going to be my pleasure to answer you, to supply you with the missing link. So another thing you do to help me is that you stated I stated that I'm aware that there is this cattle bill, that at least I'm stating that I'm aware of it. So that you know I'm helping you. That is what's very simple. I'm making it simple for you so that you know at least what I know. I know that, there is a bill like that. But what I don't know is, has it been passed yet or not? So you are simplifying it for the person. You are not just putting it on his head. So you are telling the person the part you know. I know that there is a bill like that, but I'm not aware of the stage where it is right now. So you are showing simplicity, humility, and you are making it simple for the person that you are asking for the answer. I don't know if you people are getting it. Yeah. But you all are guilty, like me too, of the other part. They make the way. I mean, that thing happened as if you know. As if, even though you want him to tell you. But no, just be simple. And tell them that, me, I don't know. The only thing I know is this. So that is what this is talking about. I don't know if you get it. You want to comment?
Just
let him comment on that.
One of the reasons I believe starting simple might be difficult for an African mind is the fact that we have a culture that not knowing something makes you is a disgrace.
Okay. Makes you inferior.
Yeah, makes you inferior. So yeah. So you don't want to sound like someone who is ignorant. So you just try to do some patch, like you just get some. You know what isn't. You really want to know. You don't know so much, but you want to pretend like you know something. So you feel among. You don't feel like you are ignorant, and to also get details from whoever wants to. Yeah,
That is a good
that's
one.
that's the psychology.
But the thing is that simplicity of a child, that ability to actually expose yourself, that is what the person you are talking to will appreciate.
That's what draws.
And if you people know me, those of you who are close to me, you will see that I have that simplicity.
Yes.
Because this is what I'm teaching you now. I don't care if you say I know. I know who I am, and I know what I know. So I will come out and tell me, teach me, educate me on this.
Yeah.
That is also simple. You could come as much as that. Can you educate me more on this one? I only know that this is happening. For example, people, okay, for this week, for example, I've received maybe 200 messages from Nigeria. People are not telling me, what are you doing about these X-Men? Or what do you plan to do? Or what do you think about it? They have killed people in that place. They are killing people. They will just come and say, okay, you and, and Buhari, why have you not spoken? Why? Okay, now that you have come like that, you will never hear my response because you are not ready for me to tell you what I'm doing or why you have not heard from me. But you say, okay, this government is bad now. Can you see? They are killing our people. Hey, this is what Buhari has done. Okay, you have already come to your conclusion. So my opinion doesn't matter. This government, this APC, then why are you coming to me? Don't go to the street and shout. They are not humble enough to just say, Pastor, what will you be your stance or your opinion about it? For example, I had an interview with this presidential aspirant, Showore, they call him. I like the guy. He's full of energy and zeal. But he's ignorant. I'm sorry. I only gave him 60% pass mark. But it has a fail mark for me. Because if you want to be a president, you must have 90% pass mark. I'm going to have another one next month. Kingsley Mogalu. Yeah, I'm going to have him. He's going to come to do the interview. I'm going to ask him the same questions I asked Showore. I'm going to see. But personally, I feel that Magalu will do better. I believe I don't know, but I feel he's going to do better. From listening to all of them, I think he's more knowledgeable. But this guy, he's not humble. That first guy that I interviewed, he just wants to answer. He wants to just prove that he has answers for everything. But he doesn't want to think about issues. He doesn't want to get educated. He doesn't want to get help. He's not keeping it simple. He thinks he's keeping it simple, I will just remove the... No, but we are talking of simplicity in humility. That is the simplicity this one means. Yeah, I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying.
Definitely.
And did you pick that up in my conversation, or you picked it up? You picked it up that the guy is not simple. He's not humble. He's not ready to learn.
Yeah, I followed it. Yeah.
You followed that interview.
It, yeah.
Who picked up that particular point? Yeah. You picked it up.
Yeah, first and foremost, what I actually picked up was the fact that I think he was trying to come across as not being inferior to you.
Yeah.
He's on your platform doesn't mean that he's here to just come and answer your questions or whatever, but that he's also he's also
Just
somebody
want to say that every Nigerian wants to
Yeah.
prove that they know.
important. Then secondly, what I also picked up was the fact that he really doesn't have a proper understanding of what
Because
the
he has
issues
template.
of what the
he has
issues apart from
answers, theoretical answers, but I was asking template questions.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that the questions that I'm asking. Okay, do you remember this thing? Can you remember the type of questions we spoke about?
Yeah.
You have
Process and
process
outcomes, yeah.
or outcome. He was giving me outcome.
It doesn't
But
have
I'm
any
not
process.
interested in outcome.
Yeah.
I was asking processes
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
He was giving me outcome.
The process.
You got it now.
Yeah.
It was sharp about the outcomes.
Outcomes.
And his failure. There.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't
Yeah.
know the difference.
Yeah.
So he is just a journalist. He just wants to be smart and sharp. But it's not a debate. You remember in high school?
Yeah.
In secondary school, the debate group.
Yeah.
Anybody who can give sharp, faster, you are the winner. Because they are only talking about outcomes.
Yeah.
But I was not interested in outcomes. I was interested in processes.
Yeah.
But he was not giving me processes answers. He was giving me outcome answers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
are getting
because he was saying, he was telling you what he was going to do, but he never mentioned how
How?
he was going to do it.
You got
Then
it.
secondly, when you asked him about, okay, what in your own perspective is the problem of Nigeria?
Yeah.
And he said leadership. I just said,
You has failed.
he's missed it.
I was asking
Because-
him perspective questions and evaluative questions, but he was not giving me perspective answers and evaluative questions. You know what he was giving me? He was giving me action
Actions.
answers and knowledge answers. Mainly, his answers are not even action answers. They are mainly knowledge answers and action answers, what he's going to do. But I'm not saying that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking about perspective, evaluate the process for me. Evaluate for me and give me perspective of the solution. Those are the things I was asking, but it doesn't.
And there was no plan.
And Nigerians like that, what he was doing.
no
He did
plan.
alone.
Emotions,
Yeah.
sentiment. That's what they celebrate.
Yeah, it's taken out.
You want to say something to that?
Yeah, I mean, just one question that I remember that you asked him, and that validates what we're talking about here. You asked him what is his plan for Nigeria for the next 10 years. I remember that question.
No, he said in 4 years I would resolve
Yeah.
everything.
He said it 3 years.
No,
In
in
three-
three, yeah,
four-
in
in 4
3,
years,
4 years, in 3, 4 years.
3 to 4
Yeah,
years.
He will make Nigeria just become to be everything.
exactly. So that question
How?
just shows just how.
He's a joker. But he's smart. He knows his solutions or answers. You know what, you know. He knows his action questions and knowledge. He has the knowledge and he has the answer questions, but action questions, but he doesn't know the procedures. So you got the first one, simple. Make yourself simple. Not just what you are saying simple. Make yourself simple. Then, you know, it will be easier for you to get answer as well. When you be able to simplify yourself and your question like that, your answer will also come clearly. You know, when you are humble like that, the person you are talking to will also see that humility and respond the same way. So let's read that again.
Number 1, start with something simple. Asking something simple first lets the information provider know that you are about to state your opinion, but that you fully realize that you do not comprehend the whole story, and that you are hoping.
See? So that the fact that you are stating that you do not know everything and you do not fully comprehend the story, that is humility. That is the most important thing here. The humility to admit that you don't know everything, that you don't fully understand. That is the most important factor here.
But that you fully realize that you do not comprehend the whole story, and that you are hoping they can fill in some gaps. For example, have you heard about the latest modification to the Farm Bill?
Yeah, or to the headsman's
To the health bill.
issue.
If this does not work, ask a question you don't know and keep it broad. How is that project going? If
Now, what that, you know, so who will tell me how this simplicity factor is seen when you ask about the question, how is the project going? Where is humility here? Who can tell me about that? Where is simplicity and humility there? Humility here is that you are withdrawing yourself. You definitely know something about how the project is going. You might not know everything, but you definitely know something. But when you say, please, how is the project going? You are actually submitting yourself to him to educate you. You are telling him, I want to listen to you. You know, you tell me, you educate me. That is what the simplicity is here. You are leaving it broad for him. You are not saying, you are not trying to tell him this. You are just submitted to him. That is the simplicity there. Go ahead.
If this still does not work, go for narrow questions. How has XYZ affected your work?
Now that's more concrete now. But you still see the withdrawal. I'm throwing the question out, but I'm withdrawing. You know, I'm just giving you, I'm giving you a plate. I'm giving you a, you know, and say, okay, the whole idea is your readiness to receive, to learn. You know, your readiness to hear. Because most people are not ready for this, believe me. Most people are busy talking. Even though they're asking you questions, but they are still the ones giving the answer. But what we are talking about here is that you leave it at his turf, at his feet, at his arena. You are leaving it to him that educate me. I am, you know, educate me. You give his question and you withdraw. You are letting him be the king, to be in charge. Teach me. Tell me. That is the whole thing you should get here. Julie, you want to help us? I know you understand this because you do like that a lot.
There's one thought that I want to share.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because you are different from Nigerians. We are the ones who give you the answer and provide the answer. I mean, the question and provide the answer. And none of us will listen to you at all.
Yeah, so I was thinking that you also give the person the choice to give you any answer, actually.
Yeah.
So
From his
it doesn't,
perspective, right?
yeah, it doesn't matter if it's going to be what you expect or not expect, if it's positive or negative. So the person gets to
Beautiful.
choose what you say, and it's not put under
Beautiful.
pressure.
Even if he wants to deceive you, you are giving him that prerogative. I give you the ability, the right. Go ahead and deceive me.
Yeah.
So that's submission. That is the simplicity we are talking about. Beautiful. That's another aspect I didn't mention. Well noted. Well noted. Okay, go ahead. So what's the problem? Anybody has telephone on? Please put off your telephone, everybody, because it's affecting the sound. If you have telephone on anyway, I put it off. Okay, continue. Continue, sir.
After that, you will likely be able to bring the questioning broad again.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem. No devotion. Predict me. I think that's will be right.
Number two.
So the second tip, that was the first tip, simplicity. But it's not just simplicity in your grammar or in your, construction. It's first of all simplicity in your heart. Simplicity of yourself. Then it will lead to the simplicity of your construction. Did you get the first point?
Yeah.
Okay, the second point to asking, the art of asking questions.
Number two, if you are using questions to gather knowledge, define exactly what it is you want to know. Before you pose a question, it is important to have a concept of what is unclear about the information in your head. Otherwise, you risk creating confusion and not getting an answer that satisfies what you seek to know.
This is very straightforward, right? You would understand this?
Yep.
Know why you want to have, you need the answer. Define the kind of problem that you have, which you want the answer to be provided for. What is the problem you're having? What is the situation you are facing? Know your problem, your issue that you want answer for. That's what this is talking about.
On the other hand, if you are asking questions in a leadership role, it is important that you do not specifically direct the question to which you have an answer. Doing so will only frustrate those you work with, and they will begin to see you as a game player.
Yeah, it's just like saying you already know what you want, but you want to, you want to show for the foolishness of the other person. Don't do that. If either you want to have the answer or you don't want, especially if you are a leader or if you are somebody that should be respected, you don't want to, be playing about with the mind of the people. You already know the answer, but you are asking him to give you the answer so that you will laugh or you'll be able to humiliate him. People don't like to feel humiliated.
Questions are not only about knowledge, they are also about action. Don't ask, can you tell me more about droughts in the Southwest?
Yeah, go
Rather,
ahead.
ask, I have heard people saying that recent droughts in the southwest are due to global warming, but others say it's just part of a natural cycle. Which do you think it is?
Okay, what is wrong about the first question and what is right about the second question? Yeah, Ikeshi, please give him the mic.
The first question is asking, like you said before, he wants the individual to teach them rather than actually showing the fact that you want to learn. Like you're saying that you have no sense of knowledge, but whilst the one who's asking is showing that you have knowledge, but you're also showing that you're open to debate, you're open to hear the other person's perspective and their evaluation of what's going on.
That is one on one hand, but that is not the only thing. Okay, Julie is behind you. She wants to say something.
So the first one is also very broad, and it's
Of course.
not concrete.
Go ahead and explain more.
Yeah, it's not concrete, and
No, repeat it so that people will be able to.
Oh. The first question is very broad. It's not concrete, so it doesn't direct.
No,
the-
repeat the question itself.
Oh, can you tell me more about droughts in the southwest? So this is very broad, and the person answering can give you any type of answer that may not actually satisfy what you're looking for.
Okay, now while you are still talking, I want to say it is very broad. It's very right. No, don't say that yet. It is very broad. That's where the problem is. Can you tell me about drought in Ukraine? You know, it is too wide. It is too, but the problem is not that it is too wide. You can give me any answer. The problem is that you are not considerate about me. You are asking me that question about drought. I can tell you a 200 pages book. I can tell you from today to tomorrow, you are not being considerate of me. You are not serious. You want to exploit me. You don't care for me. You don't care for my time. You don't care for, you have to gather the information in my head. What area do you want to talk about? What particular subject? What in particular are you interested in? What is it? If you are not giving me that option, if you are not narrowing it, you don't like me. You just want to exploit me. You think I don't have anything to do. And you yourself, you might not have anything to do. You just want to waste the time. And you want to meet me to sit down with you here and be wasting that time. That is what the problem is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you catch that?
Yeah.
So the question asking here is not the construction. When it comes to asking question, it is your heart. First of all, it is the humility, the simplicity, your simplicity. This second one is consideration of the person you are talking to, of his time, of his energy, of his consider that he's a busy person. He might be somebody, help him to help you. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. The second thing I was going to say is that the first question, or the answer to the first question could also be yes or no. And that's not really what you're looking for as the person who's asking. And that somehow also underlines what you have just said, that you're not considerate about the person answering, because yes, I can tell you a little bit more, but why? Why should I? And you're not considering that if you ask that question.
Okay, then how is the second question better? Can you read the second question, the right way to ask the question?
Yeah, the second is, I've heard people saying that recent droughts in the southwest are due to global warming, but others say it's just part of a natural cycle. Which do you think it is?
Beautiful. That is like saying, I have cooked this salad, I have cooked this something. The only thing I have missing is the salt. Do you have some salt, please? Or coming to your neighbor and say that, I feel like eating salad. So you feel like eating salad. I should now go to market. So because you feel like eating salad, I should now go and find money. So because you feel like eating salad, I should now leave my family and my baby and my children and go and be looking for salad for you. But if you said, I've gone to market, I've done this, the only thing I have missing is some salt. Can you help me with some salt? Oh, no problem. That is exactly what we are seeing here. So the first scenario about the drought is, I feel like eating salad. Go and do all the work for me. So no consideration. Why the second scenario is I have done all I can and I'm providing that. This is what I know, this is what I know, this is what I already find out. Can you just direct me right about this one aspect that is not very clear to me? That is consideration. So when we are talking about asking questions that is involving other people, consideration is important.
So just a question, does it mean that the second question being asked shows the person asked how much value their answer would have, or would how valuable?
First of all, the person who is being asked now will think, he will feel it. These are invisible, underlining sentiments. It will feel your humility. It will feel your consideration for him. And he's going to be willing. Even if he had answered you in the first instance, that doesn't mean that he's answered you willingly. But now he's going to answer you willingly. And then he's going to give you the best of the answers that he has. And then he's going to feel attracted to you. And, in the sense of respect. He's going to respect you, that you have respected him. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay. You want to say something? Patience? Precious, you want to say something?
I just want to say it's more like being
Take the mic.
straightforward. It's more like being straightforward with your question, rather than beating around the bush and trying to bring out a broad something where you could just really simplify it in a way. So just go straight to the point. What are you trying to ask, and what answer do you want?
Yeah. So we have gotten two secrets of the act of asking question. One is simplicity. One is consideration. Even though we call it, what do you call it? Defined exactly what you want. Both nights are straightforward, right? But the human part of it is consideration, right? Number three, never ask a question in an aggressive manner. This indicates that you are only asking the question to prove to the other person that you are right and they are wrong. Meaning that is what is prevalent in our culture. That is what is just present everywhere in our culture. Even this question I've just raised now about the killings or something like that, that's exactly what is being described here. Aggressive manner. You want to win. Yeah.
Never ask a question in an aggressive manner. This indicates that you are only asking the question to prove to the other person that you are right and they are wrong, meaning that you are argumentative and not open-minded. Ask because you are genuinely interested. Otherwise, you will receive a defensive and less than helpful response.
I think that should be clear, right?
Yeah.
Is that clear enough?
Don't ask, isn't it true that more people will be well fed if we eat grains? If we ate grains directly rather than feeding it to animals and eating their meat.
You have confused the mind of the person.
Ask, many vegetarians argue that there'd be more food available in society didn't invest in meat production. The argument...
No, wait. Many vegetarians
argue that there would be more food available if society didn't invest in meat production.
Yes.
The argument seems to make sense, but do you know of any arguments on the flip side?
Do you see the difference? Or not very clear?
It's clear.
Okay, the first question is saying that, isn't it true that more people will be well fed if we ate grains directly, rather than somebody will just pick that as a question and just say, how can you eat grain? Are you foolish? We eat grains directly. Grains? Who will eat grains? We are not animals now. It is about argument, a fight, quarreling, disagreement. This one will be doing this. That's what that first issue will lead to, right? Rather than feeding it to animals. And then somebody else will pick issue with that. What about animals? Shouldn't they eat? But if the animal don't eat, that's what that will lead to. Okay? But when you ask and say, Many vegetarians argue that there'd be more information available if society didn't invest in meat production. So you are saying that this is not my position. No, this is what some people, some category of people are saying. You know, and those category of people, they are with vegetarians. They are of the opinion that this, and that argument seems to make sense to me. But I would like to hear your opinion. What do you think about that? Wow. You are taking care of the heart of the person. You who is asking the question, you are eliminating conflict points. You are eliminating points of discord. You are eliminating aggressive, tonation. You are eliminating, things that could irritative angles. So you are working on your question. You are working to protect the person that you are asking the question, rather than just being interested only in the question. But you are being protective in your mind, even in the way you ask the question. I don't know if you people are getting it. Yeah. That is the difference between the first question and the second question. But Victor wants to say something about this.
Yeah, what I'd like to say, I stand to be corrected, sir.
Yes.
I will say it from two angles, sir.
Yes.
For the first one, I stand to be corrected. Mm-hmm. The one in pink, which is the first question, which is don't ask, it seems to me as though it's a way that most journalists who wants to bring out sensational headlines, or at least wants to try to show that they know something, the way they attack their guests, especially, let's say, somebody who is of power, and they want to put it on the spot.
Journalists, journalists use this method a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
So, and I'm thinking that also brings it to the same platform for how we may use it as individuals. That when we ask questions in the first line, which is more aggressive, it's usually because of our ego, trying to show intellectual superiority over the next person.
Beautiful.
And examples of those have been probably when DSA has a show and someone calls in and wants to raise an argument, and DSA is saying, we can talk about this privately, but the person still wants to go ahead with the argument. Yeah. That's on the one part. On the second part,
Chris comes on and defends and begin to fight. And in my defense,
if it was really about the question the person asked, and also knowing, I think such a person would have grabbed the opportunity for more time,
one-on-one.
to be able to discuss about the subject. Yeah. But just because the question was just for ego boosting, so just to show that I can match probably someone of the profile of DSA in intellectual competition. Yeah, so the person will still go ahead with such a question, and this question already from the start shows your bias. And of course, this is why I believe many Christians don't get revelations, even though they study the Bible, because we go there with some bias. Then we pick the Bible asking biased questions already. And so instead of saying, okay, there's an opinion like this, Bible, what do you say? And the same thing with asking people questions too. I too have been, I think I still have a glimpse of this. So, but picking it out now also shows it to me, and I'm x-raying myself. So I'm looking at the second one. I'm thinking that if we would be asking more questions in the line of understand that even what we know now is still an opinion. The best of us is a part of the body of knowledge and not the body of knowledge. So what you hold now is an opinion. And so you can put that aside and try to listen to what someone else has to say, or bring your own argument and bring an opposite argument and throw it out to the other person and let the other person choose a side and argue it.
So giving the other people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and let them pick a side to argue. So, but I'm thinking if we would cultivate that habit and be taking ourselves out of the picture, especially when there's a subject matter at hand, I think we'll be able to get the best out of the opinion of other people.
Beautiful. Well observed. Well observed. Well observed.
Knowledge is having the right answer. Intelligence is asking the right question.
And that is what I saw in that our presidential aspirant. He showed a lot of knowledge, which is having the right answer. But I didn't need knowledge. I wanted to see the processes.
Number 4, lay your concepts or ideas and assumptions on the table. Take care to make sure that the only person is fully aware, that the other person is fully aware of exactly what your current thinking is and why you think it.
This is deep. But Americans are very good with this one. Americans, especially, out of the Western people, Americans are very good. Okay, say that again.
Number 4, lay your concepts or ideas and assumptions on the table. Take care to make sure that the other person is fully aware of exactly what your current thinking is and why you think it.
British people too, Western people in general, they do this well. But our African people, we just don't do that. We don't open up totally, because this is talking about openness. Reveal your intentions, your motive. But our own people, it's like to hide our motive is honorable. But why in the West, they will open everything to you. But our own people seem to be hiding our motive, what we really.
It's true.
But here, the motive is always, so that's what it's talking about. So tell the people from what perspective you are coming from. Open it up to people. Then when the person you are listening to you sees that you are already open like that, it's easier for him to also open up to you.
You can do this by stating, 1, who you are. 2, what field you are working in, studying or researching. You do not have to be studying a course. Anything about which you are passionate and spend much time learning about is study or research.
So that is all to present to people that, the reason I'm asking this question is because I'm studying this subject now, or this is my area of interest. So I'm now coming to you because, this is the reason why. This is where I'm coming from. That is to open up to people. And when you open up to them, it will be easier for them to open up to you. I don't know if this is clear enough or it's not. This particular point is not clear enough?
It's clear.
Is it clear to everybody? Your questions and your answers are not very convincing. I think it should be clear enough. Lay your concepts or ideas and assumptions on the table. Take care to make sure that the other person is fully aware of exactly what your current thinking is and why you think so. Then, once you have open up like that, then ask your question. It will help the other person to open up to you too. And then it will bring about trust. I think it should be clear. Okay, number 5.
Number 5, ask politely and second guess carefully. You are seeking information to fill a gap in your knowledge, and here is the person who may have the answer, so be polite.
So this is about politeness. So you see that all this art of asking questions, they are all having to do with what?
Simply, humility?
With your content.
Content, yeah, humility.
With your personal content. With your content of character. Here is politeness. The previous one is openness. This is openness. Then this one is Don't be aggressive. What did I call it? Protecting, yeah. Protecting the person that you're protecting. So the person that you are asking the question. Then number 2 was about
Consideration.
consideration. Yeah. Number 1 was simplicity. So remember that these are all character traits. It's all about the content of your person. Because this is relationship issue. These are not the questions you are asking yourself. These are relationship issues. These are questions you're asking other people. So the content of your character is the number 1 focus here. Why are we on number 5?
Number 6.
Okay.
Number 6, be gracious. If you find the information provider is beginning to feel uncomfortable, and maybe
If you find the information provider,
if you find the information provider is beginning to feel uncomfortable and maybe out of their depth, do not press the issues.
be gracious. You know? Uh-huh.
Unless you are questioning in a professional capacity as a journalist, senator, or a lawyer, it is rare that a public grilling amounts to any good under most situations. As a member of the public or a student in class, you are seeking information, not a roasting. Back down and thank them.
So this, you see, all of them are character qualities. This is being gracious, right? Gracious, that don't disgrace the person you want to learn from. Don't humiliate them.
Often, there will be time afterwards to chase them up and discuss things privately. Even if you are trying to extract information in the public interest, intelligent questioning will gather much information towards a good campaign.
Yep.
Now, therefore, be wise, O kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. Psalm
It's all
chapter
about
2,
wisdom.
verse 10.
So it's all those things we are talking about, the character traits and things, these are all about wisdom.
Number 7, never ask a question that you are not willing to answer. Never.
If you yourself would not like to answer that kind of question, don't treat others the way you would not like to be treated. Now, this is going to be practical exercise now. This practical exercise, we are going to break ourselves into groups. So look for someone you like. Do we want a group of 2 or group of 3? 3? 3 is good. Okay, we have to rearrange, sit in a way, 3 people. But sit in a way that you'll be able to see the questions. Okay, you're already 3. Okay. Oh, right, you're already 3. It's true. But do you like the 3 you got? Okay, you are sitting 3 by 3 anyway. Yeah. No, you're with your own 3. They with their own 3. No. You good? No, you don't need to turn. There are already 3 in front. And you are 3 on your leg.
He was saying 3.
No, it's not confident like this. You don't need to turn. You're already 3. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you don't need to change, actually. So the practical exercise is, number 1. Yes, you can read it.
Number 1, why can't we all just get along? No.
Now, for you to understand why this question is coming from, slušaj, kak nam vzela, nam nada bila meste, a ti въпроси взят, setimi. Let's read the something before that. Yeah, this is it.
Qualities.
Nada bila voteto meste.
Qualities. Creating and asking good questions takes time and practice. The clarity of your answer depends entirely on the clarity of your question. Go through the following list of questions And using a score of 1 to 5, 1 meaning weak and 5 meaning excellent, evaluate the quality of these questions. Be able to justify your scores.
Okay, so do you understand? This is the basis of which you will answer the questions. You know, I already gave you 7 main criteria to answer good questions, to ask good questions, right? We already got the 7, and I already told you that each one of them, they are connected to character traits, right? But I'm going to be asking you questions that are going to be against, or some are going to be right, but most of them will be violating all those 7 rules that I gave you. You understand? So your assignment now is to read each of those questions and give the mark. The one that is totally wrong, you will give it 1. The one that you think is only a little bit, that is wrong but not totally wrong, you give it 2. The one that you think is wrong, just wrong but not bad, you give it 3. The one that is almost wrong, you give it 4. The one that is totally right, you give it 5. So the one that is right will get 5. The one that is almost right will get 4. The one that is right, wrong, 3. You just from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. 5 being the highest mark and 1 being the weakest. So each one of those questions that I'm going to be asking you, you have to analyze, think through. Are they totally in line with all the 7 laws of asking questions or not? Then you put the mark. But you have to decide it because you have several things to consider. I don't know if you people are with me. Yeah. So let's read the conditions again.
Qualities. Creating and asking good questions takes time and practice.
This is the demand for the condition of your question. Yeah.
Creating and asking good questions takes time and practice. The clarity of your answer depends entirely on the clarity of your question. Go through the following list of questions and using a score of 1 to 5, 1 meaning weak and 5 excellent, evaluate the quality of these questions. Be able to justify your scores.
So you have to be able to justify your scores. Why did you give it that score? All right? Yeah. So what we are going to do now, we are going to go ubirite, namenya toka ya pakachu, ya pere ya budu listat process. Shobi ni pakazi wala kakia lista na ekrane. Uje pere du no nada tagda pakazat wa process. So we are going to show you the questions now. And okay, probably. Okay, so these are the questions. So I don't need to read them out to you. Can you read them each one? Can you all see the questions? You can't. Angulia is possible, yes. Okay, let's see group number 3 defending.
Question number 1.
Question number 1, yes. What mark did you give?
We ranked it with 1. Can we see the question? Can we see the questions, please?
Where are the questions? Where is it? Yes.
Yeah, so why can't we all just get along? In what way is my first question? So it's too broad and too wide for me to
What mark
to
did
answer.
you give out of 5?
1.
Okay,
Like
okay,
very
good,
bad.
Good. Okay. Go ahead.
And yeah, it's too wide and too broad.
Okay,
I don't know.
Good. That is good.
Okay.
Next one.
Okay. Second question. Will the young become like their elders? And this we ranked with 2. it gives some more
Do
information.
we have any other? We need a counter group.
We have one.
Yeah,
You
we
have
need
one.
a counter group.
Oh, great.
Yes, okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead and defend. They gave 2, you gave 1.
We gave one
In
because
number 2.
okay, for number 2, we gave one because when you said, will the young becomes like their elders? What's young? And in what way? In age, in intellectuals, or in achievement, or in producing children? So we don't know what you mean.
Any other group has any other answer? A divergent answer? We need, because we need to confront each other with the answers. So these people that are giving the answers, if you collaborate, you agree, fine, no argument. But if it is divergent, then we need somebody to come and prove to us why your answer is different than theirs. Okay, so we have one divergence here. Okay, let's go ahead. Number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
What to do number 5?
Number 3 is, why did the author choose this, and then word, symbol, image, and we choose 5 like very
You gave
good.
5.
Yes.
The best answer. Who?
We gave 3.
Okay, they gave 3.
Okay, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, the reason we gave 3 was because although it seems like a straight answer, but it's still not, I would say it's still not properly asked. You say, why did the author choose this? It could be this word, this symbol, this image. So the first thing is, what author are you referring to? Number 1. And I could ask the question in a more,
I don't know.
a more elaborate way.
Well, when you ask the question, why did the author ask this, then we already know who the author is, because yeah. Well,
Which author? I mean,
well, if you would say, why did the author choose this?
Give him the back.
Okay. What's it? The author of this book, why did he choose these symbols or these pictures
Very
to
direct.
design this
Yeah,
cover?
this cover. Very direct.
To design this cover, it's a direct question. It has clarity.
yeah.
You understand? That's why we choose 5 for it.
Okay. You choose 5 too. Anybody there? 5. 5.
Don't be afraid.
Number 4.
You have a divergent answer?
Yeah,
Disagreement?
our group, we picked 3. I mean, not 3. We picked 2.
You gave 3?
No, 2.
You gave 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
The only reason why was because if we didn't know who the author was, and maybe just asking about. I know in those examples, yeah, obviously, but then again, if you're going off straight off the question.
But the answer is you are assuming that you know the author, so they are right. But I understand your argument too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I understand your argument, but they are the ones who are right this particular one. Okay, next one.
Okay, and that is question 4. Do you think that Esau compares to Saul in the Bible? And we ranked it with 2.
So who has another answer?
Encounters.
We have 1. Okay, it's still the same category. What answer? What number? 4. No! How?
Really?
4? How?
4.
2 of you are saying 4. Tell us why. No, let's listen to the argument. Let's listen to the argument.
I think the question's quite simple. It explains what it's trying to look for. I think in a sense, it is trying to gather a sense of knowledge because maybe the person does know about the Bible. Having said that, though, there's a flip side to it, where there's a chance where the person may not read the Bible themselves. So then again, it's a bit. It goes against maybe a sense of like supposing and stuff like that. It might not be polite.
Well, they have an argument. So why do you say 1? You gave 1 or 2?
No, we give it 2.
We gave it a 2.
So what will you say about 2?
Well, I assume that you asked this question to somebody who has knowledge about the Bible. I wouldn't just ask this randomly.
Yeah, but they said it. They
Yeah,
mentioned
okay.
the
So
Bible.
they mentioned
They
that.
actually
That's
told you where it's coming from.
so that's why it's a 2. But
So
that's
4 will be carried the day in this. That's
no, we're not.
I totally disagree.
You gave 4? You gave 5. Yeah. You gave 2. Okay, you argue why 2.
Okay, the reason, the question is too broad.
Yeah.
Number 1.
No, what makes it broad?
Because it begs an understanding of the role of Esau in the Bible and that of Saul. And now, let's
He
say...
didn't say, are they the same?
Okay.
Right? He said, do
you
think that they compare?
Yes.
He's not saying that, do you think they have the same features?
Okay.
He said, do you think they compare?
Okay.
But you know that they are totally different.
Okay.
So they don't compare.
Okay.
So answer will be 2, 1 or something like that, but not beyond 3.
So we're good.
Yeah,
but we give it 2.
Sorry. I made a mistake. Answer should be either 5 or 4. 5 or 4. 5 or 4. 5 or 4.
All right.
5 or 4. 5 or 4. Yeah. Next one.
All right. How is David related?
That's number what? Number 5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5.
We give it a 4.
No, read the question now.
It says, how is David related to Samuel?
Yeah.
We give it a 4 because it's a how question. It's a direct question that that presupposes that the person is willing, under these circumstances, to give an honest answer, an open answer about his understanding.
Okay,
of
who
the
has
question.
another? You gave 1. You gave 5? 4. 4.
Like it's
No.
you mean that it's good?
Yeah.
Okay, to this we gave 1 because we don't know which Samuel. You know, it's not direct, it's too vague.
Come on. It's
Who
the
are these
Bible.
2? Nobody didn't ask you anything about the Bible. So which David?
It might be the David you meet on the street.
But
Okay,
Yeah.
what answer? 5? 2?
No,
5? What did you give?
We give
1.
3.
3. 3. 5.
We have everything here. No, we have 4.
4. The answer shouldn't be more than 3. It's either 1. Because wait. Because there are many ways. There are many ways David could be related to Samuel. So in what way are you referring to? Are you talking about family relations? Are you talking about spirituality? Are you talking about cultural? Are you talking about So it is not very helpful. You are supposed to bring background information.
Okay. 6. What characteristics do you share with Moses? And we have
a
5.
Do you particular? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, number what?
Number 6.
Number 6. What characteristics do you share with Moses? What?
5.
5. Who? 5. Okay. 1.
3.
3. 5. 5. Okay, you gave 5. Who said 1 or 2? You gave 1. I'll argue. Who gave 2? This is very direct and simple. This is 5.
Number
Okay, next
7.
point.
Number 7. Do you believe in divorce?
Wait.
But Doctor, why 5? We need to know why 5.
Why 5? Because everybody knows who David is. And this is talking about, where is it?
Moses.
Moses. Moses. Everybody knows who Moses is. And this is talking about you. Yes. You. So you don't need too much story and too much basic. It's you. It's very clear. You could assess yourself and tell us how, what qualities you have together with. Yeah. So no, that is clear. That is clear. The Bible, very assumed, very clear. So next point.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Do you believe in divorce?
Do you believe in divorce? Does divorce affect you?
It's a direct question as well, and we gave it a 5.
Okay. Who gave a different? You gave 5. Who gave? You gave 2. You gave 1. You gave 1. Why? Why? Answer. Come and defend your answer. Okay.
Yeah. I think because this person is not being considerate. He's being inconsiderate. He's not being considerate. He's being intrusive too, because it's possible that the person has had a divorce before. So the person could have asked, "What's your opinion of divorce?" to know the person. But this is more intrusive. Like, do you believe? And does it affect you?
Okay.
And then go straight to the next question.
Here is 1, 2, 3.
The question said, do you believe?
That is good.
Do you believe?
Then the second
So again,
to confuse you, because the whole idea is that if it had stopped in "do you believe," it would have been 5.
Then what?
But now it says, "Does divorce affect you?" That is already to. He is supposed to give you background. Why you? Yeah.
We are also applying the 7 qualities.
Yes.
You understand to the question.
Yes.
And we might be direct, but it might not be gracious. It might not be considerate. It might be too abrasive.
And it's not too abrasive.
And then what do you want to know? Apart from the yes or no of I believe in it, what else do you want to know?
Maybe it's time for another group to stand here. I want to
Number 8.
Number 8.
Number 2. Okay.
Number 8.
Number 8, are teens and their lives in other countries the same or different?
Wow. What answer did you give?
We gave it a 3.
We gave it a 3.
Okay, who gave 4? Okay.
You gave 2.
You gave 2, okay. 5. Why 5? Let them go and define 5.
Okay. Are teens and their lives in other countries the same or different? So, first of all, we want to know the knowledge. Why, if it's different or not. In other countries, life of teens. So it's very curious question, and we want to know.
Okay,
you
gave 5. So, what aspect of life of things are they talking about?
It lacks clarity.
What country are you?
Yes, which country? It lacks clarity.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why it lacks clarity.
Yeah.
It's too broad. It's too vague.
It's too broad.
Yeah, so that's why.
It's too broad.
Next question. The answer here is 1 to 2.
That is fine. Okay, number 9. What point of view is the psalmist?
Yes?
What point of view is the psalmist speaking from?
Yes. Yes. What answer?
We gave a 2.
Okay. 2, 1. What answer? Number 9. What answer?
They
Who
gave
gave 5?
They gave
Come. Come and defend your 5. What point of view?
Like, I think this person they probably they've had the to listen to the psalmist talk on something.
Yeah, that is David.
David, and the person wants to know where is it coming from. I'm simple.
What particular psalm?
Is the
What
psalmist?
chapter?
No, they've had a prior discussion.
No,
They've had a prior.
How do you know that?
No, it's not assumption.
The answer here shouldn't be more than 1 or 2. But no, the best answer is 1. Yeah, 1 or 2. Yeah. That's one.
Number 10.
We had a discussion about this one.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Have you ever kept secrets from your family or friends?
Have you ever kept secrets from your family or friends? Okay.
Okay.
Simple and direct.
What's the answer?
We believe it's a simple and direct question. And it has clarity. Yeah, we gave it a 5.
5. Okay. Who gave?
We gave it
1.
I wanted to give it a 1.
Okay. You gave 2. Who gave what? 2? What? Why? Why did you give 1 or 2?
Because that question is not gracious.
She will come.
Yeah, it's not gracious. The question you're asking the person
Start all over again.
I said the question is not gracious because the person asking that question might not still answer that question himself or herself.
That's 1. That's 1 point. Make other points. What makes it 1 or 2?
Now it's not protective also. It's not considerate.
Okay, any other person want to say?
Yeah,
you
it's
want
not
to
considerate.
say?
Yeah.
It's not considered in the first place. Why do you want to know if I keep secret from my family?
Beautiful. That kind of question. If you want to ask it something that is very private and something that is very secretive like that, you must first of all start with your own story and say that, okay, I have a situation like this, and you must first of all open yourself up.
Okay.
Because your problem is that you are only using direct argument. But you must also, because this is a vulnerability question. Vulnerability question. So you must make yourself vulnerable first before you make other people open to you. So 1 or 2? 1 or 2. Number 11.
Number 11. Have you ever felt stuck in one spot?
Stuck.
Yeah, stuck in one spot, unable to move.
Okay.
We gave it a 5.
Okay. 4. Okay. 1. Okay. Who gave 1? 4. Okay. Who gave 1? Okay, I gave. Why?
Okay, let me read the question again.
Yes.
The question is.
Ever get stuck in one spot?
5.
Yeah. Here.
Have you ever felt
Here,
stuck in one spot?
the reason why we gave a 1, because we don't know. Do you mean stuck in your life advancement? Do you mean stuck in something like a lift? Do you mean stuck in your spiritual life? That's what we understood.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's stuck in what?
You gave what?
We gave a 5. We're talking of
4. You gave 4.
We gave 4.
You gave 4. You gave 4.
We're close.
5.
5. It's a 3 or 4. But not bad.
Okay.
4. It's actually a 4 question.
It's actually a 4.
4 question. Yeah.
On point.
Okay,
Number
that's
17. Number
12.
Oh, there is a 12.
Number 12.
We missed that one. So.
You didn't answer that one?
12.
No, we did. I think we mixed it up.
Yeah.
I think we mixed it up.
Okay, let somebody read it. Next, the 12th one is, do parents' relationship that is far around the world. Who gave what answer? You gave one, okay. 2, you gave 5. 3. Who gave 5? Why?
We give 5.
Okay, good.
You get 5.
Why?
I think we mixed it up. Starting from
You cannot argue?
No.
You get 5. That was 5.
Why?
Yeah, we gave 5 because we thought it's a common problem. It's a problem that affects many families.
Okay.
It's something that happens everywhere. It
Okay,
doesn't
who
matter
gave
where
2?
you are.
Why did you give 2? Or 1? Why did you give 1? Anybody give 1?
We gave 1. The fact that you said the parents' relationship. Now, relationship with who? Number 1. And number 2, what parents are you referring to? Because it could be single parents, it could be couples together.
No. This particular question qualifies for a 4.
Oh.
4. 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4 question. Say next one. Give them.
Give them the mic. Yeah, read the next one.
Number 17.
Number 17.
What questions do I need to ask to read the Bible successfully?
Oh, okay. You gave it a 5. Good. What do you give it?
We'll give it
1.
2. 1. Okay, why do you give it 1?
We made a mistake here.
Good. No, give the microphone there. Why do you give 1?
It's a very broad question. You are not considering me to ask me what part of Bible, what section of the Bible do you want to read? You are not being specific about it.
Okay, why did you give 5?
Yeah, it's if I want to read the Bible and I want to read it successfully, so I need to understand what question I need to ask when I read every chapter or every verse. So the question, so this question helped me to understand the main point of Bible.
Beautiful.
For example, main point.
The answer here is 5 or 4. Yeah, 5. Yeah, because the focus here is somebody who wants to be successful in studying the Bible. This is number 1, simple. This is number something, yes.
It's simple because we thought it was number 13 and gave it 5. So
yes, that's the right answer. Next one.
Okay, number 18.
Okay. Oh, we lost it. Yeah. The next question is, which of the characteristics in the books you have read here at HMT do you identify with the most?
Oh yeah, this is 18.
What?
We gave it a 5.
We gave it 5. 5. All of you are right here. Yeah.
Number 20.
Yes.
Why? Provide specific reasons and examples drawn from culture, life, personality, opinion.
That is relating to from the previous question.
Okay, because that's where the confusion
yes,
is.
it's relating coming from the HMT. What do you give? 5. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If it relates to the
previous question,
then it's a 5.
It's a 5. Yes.
Okay, and then
it's not clear, but we want you to use your logic. We want you to use your logic.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
But then, for example, for like different questions, it doesn't really, it's not really clear.
It's not very clear.
You can't really say that it's questioning.
But we expected you here to guess, to get to know what it's about. Anyway, let's go. Keep on going. Next one.
Okay, number 21.
What is the main
message of this HMT?
Yeah.
It's a simple question. It's a direct question. We gave it a 5.
Okay. Who gave something less? 5. Okay, clap for yourselves.
Number 22. Why does each generation come into conflict with the cultures, tradition, and expectations?
Beautiful. What answer?
We gave it a 1.
You gave 3. Gave 1. 5. Okay, why did you give 1? Who gave 1?
We.
You, why?
Yeah, because it's a broad question. it is a broad question, and it's not considerate to the person to answer the question, because this can take that person's time and forever to answer this question. It's very inconsiderate.
Yes.
It's not open. It's vague. It's not. Yeah. Each.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, like you say, why does each generation? That means there are several generations.
Yeah.
No, this is each, every. Each means every.
Now, this person also have an idea of the kind of answer he wants even before asking the question.
So we gave it a 1. Who gave it a
So
5?
we gave it a 1.
Okay. Why do you say 5? Who gave 5? Come. Why 5?
So, why does each generation come into conflict with the culture, tradition, and expectations? The biggest problem, this is one of the most problem in the world, each generation, with the next. In every family, we have problems between generation. In every, it's common problem, and it's very important. So, to solve the problem,
let me tell you.
Why?
The only reason why it is the Russian group that got the answer right is because they read the book of Leo Trotsky. Tolstoy, not Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy.
Fathers and children.
Fathers and sons.
And sons, yeah.
Fathers and sons is an ever abiding, eternal question and conflict.
Yeah.
It is each generation. That each generation concretizes it. Every generation, or if you have studied sociology, anthropology, or psychology, you know that this question is perfect. It's a textbook question.
Like, to understand why. So
it is concrete.
Yeah.
Why does each but Maiwa, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I said it's a 5 because it says each generation, one by one.
Yeah.
So it specifies, it's not letting you run everywhere. It says each generation. And then it says come into conflict. Okay, so they're asking a question about conflicts. And then with the cultures, traditions, and expectations. So it gives giving you everything you need to look at.
Yeah.
My own disagreement comes with the word each, because with the word each, you assume from 0 BC, you go to AD, and you went through all of those, and you assume that every generation has had such conflict. So you already have a predetermined idea, which may not be true. There's no evidence to prove that
No. That your argument is showing ignorance.
No.
Ignorance of anthropology. That your argument, it is showing darkness. It means you don't know anything about that subject. Anybody that has studied human history and human evolvement, it's an eternal issue.
Okay.
Maybe you have not read Sons and Fathers and Sons. You know, it is an eternal, it's a classic question. Yeah, every generation always have conflict with the previous in that same culture. Okay.
Okay, so me, my own point of view is, I'm saying that the questionnaire already knows the answer.
No, he doesn't know the answer. He's asking you for the answer. But what he knows is that he knows for sure that every generation comes in conflict with the previous generation. That one he knows. And it's an assertive question. And it's assertive because it is scientifically proven. It is scientifically proven.
No, but the only challenge I have, I agree with the part of each generation having conflict, but the part I don't understand when it talks about expectation. So what expectation? Expectation is wide.
The previous generation's expectation
of what?
Is expectation of culture, tradition, and that is of culture and tradition.
But even culture and tradition.
Okay.
Okay. In the first part of the question, it's actually giving you a certainty that something is happening. So he's done his own work. He knows. He says that. Yeah. So he says, why does each generation? So you don't need to even consider if each generation has conflict or not. He's already said that they do. They do have conflict. And then the second part, this is where you will come with your own opinion and your own evidence to back that up. So that first part is like finished. It's just said, it's almost like saying each generation comes into conflict with the other generation. That's it. And then the second part is that what is your opinion? Yeah. Yes.
Expectation.
Yeah. So that question you can reward it yourself. So if you reward it as each generation come into conflict, you know that, right? And then the second part is that what is your own opinion in terms of the cultural aspect, the traditional aspect, and the expectation? So you then give reasons.
Scientific question, but very, very correct question.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah. And if we will see the points that we was teaching today, like what exactly you want to know. I want to know why, because in my family, in family of my friends, with mothers, with fathers, everywhere, and mother is waiting for me something that I, something expect. I want another thing to do or to go. So, and also to put your ideas and concept on the table. This is, and what I want to know, I want why in every, why, and concept put on the table. And also 7, never ask question if you don't want to answer on them. So, but I'm open, I need, I want. So this is 3.
Okay, Julie you still want to talk?
Yeah, I just wanted to know the scientific part, because you said it's scientifically proven, but the person asked may not know that, and it's not part of the question.
But he has helped you. The person asking the question has helped you, and he has told you that from his first part of the question, exactly what Mayowa said, is that he has already told you that you don't need to worry about that. That is already affirmed, assertive, that every generation, and this one, it doesn't even need to prove the fact. It is, even without its scientific or historic content, you look in your family. Like she said, even me and my mother is expecting something from me. I love her, but she loves me, but we still have the disagreement. Even in your own family too, everywhere it is. Even you as a child, when you were 17 or 20, even up to now, you and your parents, it is an obvious,
Okay.
Yeah. So clap for the people who get 5.
Not in all cases, but generality. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful exercise. Let's clap for ourselves, everybody.